This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and I'm here to give you my first impressions of Doom Eternal. So it's finally time to rip and tear, and I gotta say, this game does not disappoint. It's a fantastic title. Now don't worry, any of the gameplay you're seeing on this video is just within the first 2 levels of the game, so you're not getting any spoilers, but so far I've put about 4 hours into it and it's really damn good. If you were a fan of Doom 2016, then don't skip out on this. It just improves everything about that game and turns it up a notch. Not only is the fast and fluid gunplay back, but it's improved through a variety of ways, one of them being mobility. The addition of the dash is such a great choice. It really improves the overall combat experience because you can use it as a dodge, but it also really influences the platforming in a positive way. With that said, my favorite thing about Doom Eternal is going to be a very simple thing, and that's the fact that you don't start off with the pistol, but rather you immediately get the shotgun. In fact, the game really doesn't slow you down. It's like one thing after another. You keep unlocking new weapons and new gear immediately off the bat. This was all such a smart design choice because there's no need to slow people down. This is Doom, and anyone who's picking it up knows what they're getting into. Truth be told, I could keep going on about the gameplay changes that were made in a very positive way, but this is just my first impressions and I'll save that sort of talk for the review. There are a few other things I want to go over though, such as the visual design. It looks fantastic and it looks great running on Stadia. The gameplay you're seeing right now was captured in 4K from my 4K monitor through the Stadia web browser. Now we all know that this isn't technically true 4K as it's being upscaled from 1800p, but I have to say it still looks fantastic regardless. After all, resolution alone doesn't make a game look good. It's the art direction and it does not disappoint here. Everything from the way the guns shoot and look to the way that enemies charge at you and get dismembered. There was a ton of effort put into this game and it's super easy to see. Speaking specifically on environments and level design, there is one thing I could criticize about Doom 2016, and that was the fact that it just all felt a little too familiar until you went to hell. But in Doom Eternal, I'm happy to say that there's a ton more variety very early on in the game. In fact, it seems like it's gonna be throughout, and I can't wait to see what comes next. Now, visuals only tell half the story. The other half is done by sound design, and once again, it's just fantastic. Nothing beats ripping and tearing demons apart while listening to some heavy metal in the background. The soundtrack itself is super fitting and amazing, and it's really complimentary to the Doom experience. If you haven't seen the behind the scenes video on making the music for Doom Eternal, then I'll be linking it in the description below. I really do suggest you go give it a watch, it's super interesting to see. Now the last thing I want to talk about for my first impressions is the experience on Stadia, because so far it's been smooth and I haven't run into any issues. I've been able to play on both my Chromecast Ultra and web browser with no issues whatsoever, despite whether I'm using a controller or mouse and keyboard. That said, I would highly, and I mean highly, recommend playing this on mouse and keyboard if you have the opportunity to do so. More so than any other game on the platform right now, this one deserves to be played that way because it feels like a completely different game when you do. I did also play a bit on my mobile phone, and I have to say it's impressive as always seeing such a fantastic looking title on your mobile screen. Either way, that pretty much sums up my first impressions, and I'm about ready to go back into the game and complete it to deliver you my review. You can expect that review being posted this week on the channel, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And for those of you wondering why I haven't said anything negative about the game, well, honestly, I don't think there's anything bad for me to talk about it yet. I've been absolutely loving the experience so far, and if it's like this all the way through, I have no doubts that this will be a top contender for Game of the Year. Now, if you've enjoyed this video at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message is actually being recorded a few days after what you just heard. I had initially planned to have this video out much sooner than this, but with all the stuff going on right now, some stuff got in the way and I needed to take care of certain things. Either way, I'm much further into the game at this point, and I have to tell you that it hasn't let up. If anything, this game is even better than I could have ever imagined, and I cannot wait to go into detail about it in my review. Besides that, I just wanted to give a quick heads up that Doom 64 will be coming to Stadia, and anyone who purchases Doom Eternal by April the 3rd will be getting it for free. Google announced this over on their Twitter page, and I have to say it's fantastic to see it be that way. It was one thing that we Stadia users were gonna be left out on, but Bethesda seems to have us covered, and for that I give them a big thumbs up. Now, did you pick up Doom Eternal? Be sure to let me know in the comments section below, as I'll be looking for some players to play the battle mode with. And as always, thank you for watching. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is over 3,600 strong and growing by the day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.